Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Regalia of Men and Monarchs. So, if you notice, everything is going kind of quick here. I decided I'd actually record this as kind of a post-commentary thing just to go faster. This guy's a giant pain in the butt, and I wanted to make sure that I could beat him without having to, like, fight, lose, just because turn-based RPGs get kind of long. And this was a fight that I wasn't very confident about, so it would be easier if I just sat down and did this not off camera but off commentary and then do it slightly after the fact. So main strategy is honestly completely different here. Instead of even trying to burn down his minions and then focusing back on him and cycling down characters, what I've done instead is I took that trinket that we got, the one that makes it so we're immune to status effects. One character, in this case Signy, is immune to status effects. I've got Alice kind of crammed in there directly next to Signy so she can support. And the two of them are just going to keep wailing on the Visage of Pain, or whatever his name is. I think it's Visage of Pain. We're going to skip ahead because it gets really repetitive because it's just cyclical. He just keeps summoning minions, and I just keep hitting him, and that's pretty much the extent of it. Kept him in a firewall the whole time and kept whirlwinding over and over and over again. Fortunately, our accuracy, he has a really high dodge chance or something because it was really hard to hit him. And he almost took out Signy, honestly. His Shatter move is kind of OP and not fair. I'm definitely going to leave a difficult dungeon for later. But this is pretty much how you score the kill. You just wail on him with the one character that he can't death knell. And then that's the end of it. Well, anyway, using that cheesy strategy, we won. So we got Tiger Claws and also Ranger's Brace. Oh, hey, that's for Kay.
Now,
That's
as
good.
I recall watching over your shoulder, you were missing most of the time.
Yeah, Signy, I'd say, had about a 60% accuracy, which I think, like, normally her accuracy is somewhere close to... I think her accuracy is somewhere close to... I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Like 90%? Yeah, 90%.
And it wasn't even like the boss had some kind of bizarre
He
effect.
probably had a decently high dodge chance.
Maybe, yeah.
So the way it works is dodge chance is completely independent of accuracy. Whenever you attack somebody, it rolls two checks. One to see if you hit in the first place, and the second to see if they dodge. So even if you got anywhere between that,
So
0 and 90%.
It's even worse than D&D then, because you just have to roll to hit.
Yeah, for D&D, you only have to roll to hit once, and everything is just kind of under that singular roll, whereas this one is... as far as I can tell, two separate things. Otherwise, there's no way that would trigger. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can go into the alcove and save again. Because if I can save compulsively, then yeah. Okay, so apparently you can use a camp as many times as you want as a save point. You just can't use a camp. Actually,
you can't use camps more than...
You can't use a camp to rest, to heal your characters. Repeatedly. Anyway, I'm going to take the Iron Bangle off because it hurts her move speed pretty bad. Should be fine. Anyway, we got two more battles. Halls of Reverence. Through Death and Decay, from dusk till dawn. The only way leads forward. A lot of people were giving us shit for trying out a difficult dungeon so early on in the game. It's like, don't bother. These are really hard. Defeat 3 enemies with a single ability. Win the battle in 8 turns.
Oh.
Funny joke.
Win the battle in 8 turns, but is the battle against everyone or just killing the Colossus again?
Defeat all enemies.
All enemies.
All enemies.
In 8 turns.
Like I said, funny joke.
So, who would have the most AoE to defeat all of those guys over there? Also, there are 3 archers. Or crossbow wielding.
So, oh.
And who could possibly take on the one Colossus?
I'm assuming he's going to take a while to get here. Oh, I should have put Levant here now that I'm thinking about it, because I could have just shield walled him. Oh, well. Anyway. I'm just going to run into the middle of them and fight. And hopefully win. And if not, well, I don't know. We can keep retrying. Miss to begin with. That is...
What?
That's a frustrating feeling. But yeah, nice part is
they hit their own.
Yeah,
people.
the archers are going to be friendly firing hard. And not all of my guys have to survive either.
Oh,
really,
he's gonna fire through his.
Yeah.
Yep. But he hits K.
Which is completely acceptable to me. So I want to move here. No, I don't. Here?
I mean, it doesn't hit Signy though.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to line any of my characters up, and mainly I don't want to squander Levant by putting him in the back. Okay, so I'm going to move him forward. And then we're going to Holy Diver right here. Good stuff. Yeah, I've just started using Levant, not as a damage dealer, because he sucks at that part. I just use him as a sponge. He's just there to stand in the way. If we can get the ability so that, like, his moves set things on fire or something, that'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But no dice. But yeah, if you notice, this guy didn't even move.
Didn't move at all? Okay.
All right.
Now, it's just a matter of being able to kill him after we've gotten all these little goons.
Yep.
This is only turn 2, though.
Yep.
Oh, Massacre? Will that
Yeah.
work on a lot of creatures? Oh.
It'll hit 4 of them. Honestly, I'm just trying to take the numbers down.
Yeah.
I'd like to kill them all in one turn, but
well, you're supposed to kill 3 in one turn, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Killed his own guy in the process.
Yeah. It's mainly just one of those where I've kind of realized those bonuses are nice, but I'd rather finish battles.
You'd rather finish them. Yeah.
Let's see. Does that give him armor? No, it doesn't. That's okay. I'd rather finish battles, and it's also one of those where all of the items that we have been getting from battles specifically have just been things that can be made.
And things that you can craft later.
Yeah. The only things that are actually, as far as I can tell, really worth going for are
the story pieces?
Yeah, the unique things. So
like the chess piece.
The chess piece, or the thing that gives us resistance to all status effects and whatnot. Like that's useful, but so generally so rare that not really worth having. Oops. Probably should have moved. Well, no, I don't want to move Signy. My guys are fine. Let's see. I was just going to have Signy act last. Thanks.
It dodged?
Yeah, it missed.
Or just missed. Okay. I just think it's funny that a dodge animation ensues when an attack
when you
misses.
miss. Yeah. I'd rather
have a miss.
Yeah, the attack actually fly wild or something. Okay.
Does it calculate that, though, when the animation reaches the individual or when it
I
is
have
launched?
no idea. Some of these games actually pre-calculate a ton of these things in advance to make life generally easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating reading about it. Okay, so armor to Signy.
Yeah.
Luckily, she's got a decent dodge chance. That's something I'll probably boost up.
Clickety click click click. They all have only one boot.
Yeah, that's a common thing for skeletons. I'm not actually sure why.
I mean, they don't much care about the soles of their feet anymore because they're completely lacking in them.
No, that's a good point.
But... And I mean, isn't it a thing where shoes are some of the most durable pieces of clothing that one can have?
Yeah. Well, obviously, the
especially
sheer
if they're
amount of
made out
wear
of
and
hide.
Yeah, the sheer amount of like wear and tear a shoe has to go through compared to everything else. Oh.
Do you know what makes me wonder? Like, did people craft soles out of like even denser leather than the leather that they would use around the sides, or wood, or
thick
what?
leather, but in a lot of cases wood.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm just trying to think back before they actually had rubbers and things of that nature.
I mean, there's stuff like clogs that's probably a good holdover of that, and like the Japanese wood sandals.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then a lot of sandals were like woven, right? Out of like straw or...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to look into that. That's kind of an interesting...
The history of clothing.
Yeah, sure.
Or of shoes.
I just want somebody to do like a weird, like, did you know history edition where it's just like, what was I... Oh, I was trying to figure out what like peasants would eat in medieval times.
Oh.
Because like there's no way that like peasants would be eating, you know, good breads and stuff like that, and like in a lot of cases it was like weird.
They actually said that I mean, it wasn't widely available to peasants, but the upper classes ate so much meat, it was why like disease and obesity was such a problem with them. Like, they literally subsisted off of carbs and meat. It was pretty bad. But then again, like, fresh fruits and vegetables would be harder to come by, but also there were weird superstitions with some of them.
I might be able to beat this in 8 turns. No, wait, no. No, sorry, I was mixing those up. No way I can beat this in 8 turns. I'm just gonna keep...
Oh, it's already turn 6?
Yeah, it's okay. Main thing is we beat the special boss. Everything else is just kind of icing on the cake. Let's see, we'll have...
But, well, we have to complete the dungeon.
Diver. Yeah, but, like, we will. Oh, he's stuck. That's hilarious. Oh, we're capped out on... Wait, what?
Authority points?
You can hold up to 5 authority points at a time. That's apparently false. Caps out at 4. Not that it really matters. Just...
How much damage would you have to do to that guy in the next turn or two to win?
More than I can do.
Aw. So should we have whittled him down sooner or attacked him first?
Not easily. None of those would have been easy to do. And I really should not have jammed her in this corner. Well...
I really dislike the urns. And you wasted an attack on it, too.
At least we can get closer.
I mean, did you just want to reload, or what are we going to do?
I don't care that much. Can I...
But
oh.
What happens when you get a failure?
No, I don't get a failure.
We just...
The objective is defeat all enemies. The bonus is 8 turns.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not going to fail.
I thought it was one of those timed ones where it's like you have to succeed in 8 turns.
Let's see. Well, I guess we could do this. I don't do this that often. You can make it so your characters can't miss a target, which is kind of nice. I don't use it very often, though, because we're so strapped for command points. But in this case, who cares?
I would almost suspect that peasants would eat a lot of, say, like root vegetables and maybe things that they could gather. Like the occasional berries, maybe game meat as opposed to like the nice meat that the upper classes would get.
Yeah, maybe.
Trying to think what else.
There were other things I was trying to figure out, like, jeez. There's just, like, weird questions every once in a while where I'm like, how did, like, this work? And I don't have a good answer. And I honestly generally just don't ever get a good answer, but that's okay.
That's why I watch documentaries. All of Inktober, I was watching nothing but documentaries on ancient Egypt.
Documentaries take time. I just want tidbits, maybe with pictures.
Oh.
Because, like, otherwise, I mean, you see how much free time I have. Where am I going to get that from?
No, that's true. I just know that you like to listen to music and other things, but the problem with trying to write is you get words jumbled if you're listening to other people speak.
There's no way I would ever try writing a book while listening to something else. That'd be awful. Even when I'm writing and you like start talking to me, I will actually start transcribing what you're saying.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you laugh, but it's super frustrating, actually.
Sorry.
Okay, now I believe I can't actually shield bash this guy. Well, I missed anyway. But yeah, we don't get the challenge, but I don't mind.
We didn't get either challenge because we didn't kill guys in one turn, right? 3?
Yeah.
Individuals?
Happens. Like, it's a shame, but...
I wonder just how common dairy was back then, too.
I think dairy was fairly common.
In what forms? I know that, like, in some cultures, yogurt was widely used. But it seemed like cheeses were more prevalent in places where...
cheeses... Well, I would argue that cheeses...
Well, they last longer than yogurt, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They can be aged for how much? Like years?
Years. Oh, if you store cheeses well, they can last for comical amounts of time.
It's hilarious to think that, you know, some cheeses you actually want to encourage mold in.
Oh yeah.
Like blue cheese.
Blue cheese. Or cheeses that are specifically like aged, which seems like crazy talk, but no, that's the way it is, and that's what makes it better.
One of the earliest documentaries I ever remember watching was one about microscopic like dust mites. It was just about dust mites and the mite families associated with them, and one of them was about blue cheese mites. And I just started laughing at my dad. I'm like, Dad, you're eating blue cheese mites? Because blue cheese happened to be one of his favorite cheeses at the time.
And he never ate cheese ever again.
Nah. I mean, he was encouraged not to after, you know, having open heart surgery. I mean, you know?
Yep.
Because that stuff can be fattening. I mean, it is essentially milk fat, right? How can you get non-fat cheese?
I don't think you can.
Probably not. That's probably why they have the low-fat cheeses.
Yeah, but they're not good.
I mean, they have to use something as a substitute.
Yeah, but they're still not that good. I don't know. I would rather have less, or like try and control my eating than let's give him extra health than otherwise. I'm so glad that the party levels up all at the same time.
You want to savor your fewer but richer meals.
If possible. Problem is I'm starving. You woke me up early, so like whenever this happens, I'm just hungry all day.
Sorry.
Sucks. Oh, do we want to do... No, I can't do positive effects on owner. Does that even work?
So, who are you going to boot out of the main group for him?
I'm going to get... Well, we still have space for him in the party, but generally for encounters, I'm going to get rid of... I'm going to get rid of Levant in favor of Theo. And then maybe Alice for Theo. I don't know. I like Alice, but she doesn't do nearly as much damage as you'd think she would, being the big,
but you still
badass
dislike...
fire mage.
Not that you dislike Griffith, but you don't...
Griffith is garbage.
Oh...
Like, okay,
Griffith.
He's a fun guy, but he himself is not a solid fighter as we currently are. Signy is amazing because she's just AoE and damage. And I'm never going to leave Kay behind because he's the only person that gives command points consistently.
Well, he's also somewhat the protagonist, like the main character. You'd think he would maybe oversee most battles? Nah.
Okay.
Okay, a peaceful old cemetery where the Lorimarian dead lie in their eternal repose. Currently under fervent and hostile. Investigation by members of the Knights of Arum.
Enter node.
Sorrow's Rest. Knights of Arum. That's like gold.
Defeat 2 waves of enemies, 3 with a single enemy, win without... No. Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's more of these ladies again.
Yep. More of these ladies again.
Now, were you always a fan of, like, the sculptural tombstones or just the regular ones? Because look at that, you know, nice sort of angel. It almost looks like a mixture of angel and death.
In this case, the angel is definitely the most impressive. Honestly, I like the really plain, polished, like, black tombstones.
You like the black ones?
I don't like how tombstones age generally.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think one thing that always made me sad about graveyards was the fact that, especially amongst the older stones, first off, the type of stone that they use has changed, but also the technique for which they, like, either... I think it used to be the style where lettering would protrude rather than be carved into the stone. So on older stones, you find that there aren't any names and numbers on them anymore because it's just worn away with time. And then it's really sad because I go, well, you know, a name and a list of dates and maybe a nice sentence or refrain, like, that's all that they have left and it's gone.
You got the wrong thing in your headspace right now.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about, like, different ways for graveyards to potentially exist. I mean, I know that people have urns either in, like, memorial areas that are, like, behind glass cases, or people keep them in their homes for their pets at the very least. Is it allowed to have them for people? Like, in just a home as opposed to a designated spot?
Oh, you mean to have, like, an urn with grandpa in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally legal.
Okay.
Graveyards are entirely an optional thing.
I always thought it was interesting, the ways that they've been able to turn carbon from human ashes into diamonds and stuff. I really like the concept.
Yeah.
But I think they've used something like a similar method to make nice glass like balls as opposed to diamonds per se. So, I mean, having a jar full of glittering glass balls.
Sorry. Just real sick of these NPCs. If we never have to fight them again, I will be quite happy.
What do you think about jars full of glittering glass balls?
I would rather have that than straight up ashes.
Yeah. Well, then you don't get a situation like in this game.
Yeah, no idiot grandson's trying to drink them.
Why was there even water in his urn to begin with?
Don't know if there was. Necessarily.
So how did he just ingest or inhale, like, powder?
I think Kay is just stupid. I think that's the main thing here.
Also, his grandfather has sort of glanced over the fact that eventually it's going to come out. Unless part of it is just going to become, you know, his own, like, flesh and fat and inner workings or whatever.
I mean...
Because, like, you are what you eat, technically, but what kind of nutritional value does ash give you?
I think it's more of kind of like a he's haunting him now situation. Who cares? You're trying way too hard to science an RPG. Where we have, like, a ghost possessing a suit of armor.
Wasn't there a movie where an urn was tipped over and the cat started using it as litter box? material or something. There's been a lot of situations with urns in films.
Okay. Yeah, see, this is why I keep Signy around. She does 400 damage per swing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else comes close to that.
I still want to know what her spirit animal will be. Because, like, she has a very, like, sort of bear claw look about her. But with a name like Signy, it could be something akin to a bird. And... yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Missed?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to hit every time, but it's frustrating whenever it happens. And we've got a second wave after this group, but then we're done with this dungeon, and then we never have to do this one again.
We still haven't figured out what Levant was like in life, right?
Kind of a dick, from what I can tell.
Just that he was ordered to stay in one spot.
Stand guard, yep.
And he didn't even realize he had died doing that.
Nope. Well, I mean, it might have been, like... It might have been something a little bit more dire than just, like...
Or something magical.
Guard
induced.
this wall for a while. It more like there were undead or really bad things coming after them. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're out of moves, but that's fine. You're out of time. Wow, he does no damage.
I mean, isn't that typically part of the trade-off? The more defense you have, the...
He's not even that defensible.
Mm.
At least I don't think he is.
Sort of like the glass cannon versus the sort of like stone wall.
I guess, but like Signy does just as much damage, has heavy AoE, does great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Signy's just great all around.
Yeah, Signy is amazing. The only thing I don't like, I guess, would be kind of her voice.
The snarling and the...
Yeah. It just gets tiring. Like, a lot of the other characters... Well, actually, no, I don't know. There's a ProZD video on this.
What?
ProZD, he's the guy that always does the, like, really goofy, short clips, kind of, that are video game inspired.
Mm-hmm.
He has a video where it's like, when an NPC character only has one recorded line, and it's like, bam, ha, bet you didn't see that coming. Bam, ha, bet you didn't see that coming.
It's a Jedi.
Yeah, just over and over and over again.
It's a Jedi.
And it's just like, okay, you can shut up now. And so, like, this is actually one of those games where I would turn off voices if there weren't completely random... I'll hit Levant, who cares?
How many lines do you think would be sufficient for one round? Like, for... Okay, say the average battle takes 10 rounds.
I actually...
would you just have to record 20 lines?
Nope, I would actually make it so the characters don't say anything unless they crit. Or...
But aren't...
There we go.
Whoa!
Zambles.
Zombies.
But no, I actually would prefer it if there was no... if the characters didn't say things over and over again.
I know that it is annoying when, say, a character receives a buff or they attack in certain games. They have a specific line associated with it. I know that one thing that's pretty memey in the Guild Wars 2 game is the fact that people can't stand quickness. You know how quickness is a fairly common boon that you get? With female humans, it's, I can run like a centaur. I can run like a centaur. And it's just become a thing people make fun of. Whereas with Asura, it's like accelerating. And
Yeah,
that's not
I
like
remember.
that's not too bad.
It's not. I mean, the main issue is just you don't want to have to hear that every single time an effect happens.
Yep.
Sound design is honestly, I want to say, one of the most criminally ignored parts of. Oh, I hate these white edges.
But that's odd because you're saying that they should do without, but then it's like, then why are they putting the effort to put it in?
I'm not saying that you should totally like leave sound design out. I'm saying that if you're gonna do that, leave it out because, especially for an MMO, you really don't want to be hearing. I can run like a centaur every single time it happens because, like, how many hours in Guild Wars do you have?
Tons.
Yeah, hundreds. You really don't want to have to, you know.
Well, weren't there options in games like World of Warcraft to turn specific things off, or am I imagining it?
World of Warcraft, you can turn some things off. Okay. Let's hit them all. Huh.
Though
They bounced back?
I do admit I like the sound effects associated with spells and weapons.
It depends.
It depends on which ones, though, because you were talking about how in the Sexy Brutal you couldn't stand the fact that the
ghost,
skull...
Yeah, the ghost, like, yeah, whenever you go into, like, a... Well, yeah, because it was annoying. It was repetitive. It was the same poorly balanced sound every single time. You don't want to have to hear, you know, for Lordamar every single time the character activates, followed by, like, two more, like... quote-unquote, like, thematic quips. You just don't want to hear that. The trick is you have them say it when, you know how I said, like, during a crit is a perfect opportunity for such things. Because...
Something that's supposed to rarely happen?
Yeah.
Then would you rather have visual cues for acquiring, like, say, speed or quickness?
Sure. Yeah. It goes like, whoosh. Just something...
But would you want a shh associated
I'd
with
rather
it
have a shh than
a shouted line?
Yeah.
Okay. But couldn't even the shh become annoying after a while?
It could, yeah. But you can turn down or off sound effects. Whereas... Yeah. No, if they had to-
sometimes dialogue in combat is tied to dialogue throughout the world.
Yeah.
And that
So
would
I
be
had this
bad.
problem in Digimon World Next Order.
Why, were they talking constantly during battles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what would happen is the main character would cheer. So anytime your Digimon would hit, crit, whatever, there was a like, yeah, nice job. You can do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, but there were only like 5 lines, and it was a long game. You don't really want to have that kind of limitation in a JRPG. Like, imagine if we were playing what's a Final Fantasy game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna get her in the corner. I might be able to get the challenge here.
What was the challenge?
Kill 3 enemies in one go. Okay, I'm gonna get him over here. This guy just needs a little bit more damage, and we can have Signy finish them all off. But like, what's a JRPG that we've played together recently?
That had annoying sound effects?
No, just like a long RPG that well...
There was Setsuna.
Yeah, there was Setsuna. I guess Zelda. Legend of Zelda. Imagine if Link had...
Well, he always says this, hot.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
He didn't seem to make as much noise in this one.
He was very quiet, which was... I was pretty okay with, actually. Personally, I preferred if the characters only speak when it's, like, epic. Because otherwise it just kind of ruins it and you get sick of them. Okay. Shouldn't kill him. Okay, it didn't kill him. And if we're here, we wait. I'm gonna holy diver him way out of range so everybody goes for Signy. Hopefully. There we go. Should work.
Brains.
The only problem is she's going to miss.
Yeah, imagine setting all that up.
She's gonna miss. That's part of the reason why I'm kind of like meh about the whole challenge thing. It also hurt.
Yeah, ouch. She won't be able to take another round of that.
Nope. Well, here, I'm gonna have him wait. She can't do a massacre. Probably should have saved it. Nope, got them all.
She did get all of them.
Nice.
Great.
Oh, hello. Levant.
Unbending righteousness. Fire penetration. But it takes off health. So you get plus 25% damage.
The problem is he does so little damage already. It's like 25% on top of 100.
Is that something specific to him?
Yeah, that's a Levant thing.